stay friendly. We could do the beach, we could hang out. Yes, and the E go to my house. You can spend the night till we wake up. Do it all again, cause it ain't mud. What is this love? What are we waiting for? Life can be tough, so I need you more and more. You need to stay with me all night till I sleep. I'm feeling great, I feel alright. In my dreams, you need to stay with me all night till I sleep. I'm feeling great, I feel alright. In my dreams. Hey yo, my new thing. Back. That's for cool.
In the only building this franchise has ever known, we're at the home of the Texans. Welcome to NRG Stadium in Houston. Kaimi Fairbairn ready to get this one going. And we're off and running from Houston. Returnable from the 1. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. So the Broncos offense getting set for their first drive. And bringing them out. He was a rookie last season when he took the Broncos to the playoffs for the first time in 9 years. Now a sophomore. It's Bo Nix.
And all those touchdowns he had last week, Kate, he traded every one of them in exchange for a victory. It's team over individual for him. So even though he himself is coming off the exact type of showing you want, that kind of efficiency usually wins you games, you're not happy about it. And he will be focused on rectifying this this year.
And he takes it ahead for a 4-yard pickup there to begin our game. Now we'll take a moment to check out his numbers on the ground from a week ago. Second and 6 coming up here. Shotgun snap to Nix. Has him on the quick hitter. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum. Keep that defense on its heels.
First down now, ball at the 33. It's Harvey straight ahead. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Went for that big shot. They wanted to get that highlight the first time they touched the football.
Now, this group likes to be aggressive. An early incompletion is not going to deter them. Sharpshooters, they don't stop shooting threes because of one brick, and they won't stop pushing this ball down the field either.
On third down, here's Nix. He finds Ingram working downfield here. And he's down inside the 40 before he's escorted out. It's again at 27 yards to move the chains. Offense executing early. New set of downs at the 38-yard line. They give up the middle to Harvey. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. As he's out shy of that time on the tackle.
Sometimes you just feel like in the background of every ho-hum run is a bigger play. It just needed one more component. Hit that extra block a little longer. Find the lane quicker. The defender maybe a half step late. And this could have been much, much more exciting.
Tackle made at the 10. First and goal coming up.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Put the ball in your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield. Turn a good play into a great play.
We get a stoppage here. One of their big blockers up front. In some pain following that play. He's being attended to. Second and goal from the 9 here. Shotgun hands off to Harvey. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. Picked up 6 on the run. Now they're facing third and goal. Out of the gun, it's Nix. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos finish up an excellent opening series. So a very run-heavy approach to this one thus far. Hard to argue with the results as they start out with a touchdown, Brock.
Yep, even in a passing league, Kate, it's how a lot of teams like to start, right? Everybody loves to think of winning the line of scrimmage. Why? It sets up play action. It makes your protections a little bit easier. Win the line of scrimmage in this league, you'll have to win the game.
It's Brashard Smith now with the return. He's brought down just inside the 25. Well, here come the Texans for their opening drive. Leading them out, our 2023 Offensive Rookie of the Year. Now in his third season out of Ohio State, it's C.J. Stroud.
I think we could give them a pass from last week because they still found a way to win, and that's the ultimate job of a quarterback. But those interceptions, that's not what we're used to seeing out of him week to week. The 2 touchdowns, though, well, that's the ball he wants to hit each and every time out, and when he gets there, usually good things follow.
And I'm just going to assume, Brock, we're going to see a more aggressive defense here after the amount of points these guys gave up last week.
Yeah, that performance was not up to standard, but this looks a whole lot more like it attacking the pass, not just playing the defense, but go and knock the ball away.
And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down the field.
And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
And the Texans first down. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Keeping it with Mixon. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
The right side hauled in by Collins. And he's brought down after a short gain. 3rd and 4 coming up now.
A gain of 2 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
To the air, Stroud. Dump off to his fullback. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped.
The Texans first down. First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
So that connection for first will bring us to the end of the first. 7-0 is our score. We'll make our return to NRG Stadium after this. Welcome back. We'll begin the second quarter with the Texans in possession. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. Defense sent him packing back to their own side last play. Time to build on that with 2nd down. Shotgun now for Stroud. He's in trouble and they bring him down again. And hopefully they'll have some better blocking on the next play because that was not good. Brings up 3rd down.
Kate, I don't know if I've ever told you, but my dad was a driver's ed teacher. And I could just hear him right now say, son, take this out of reverse and put it in drive because this one's going nowhere right now. A drastic change on this play needed, and maybe a whole lot of luck to keep this series alive. You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Running for it, Nixon. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
I think sometimes you hear 4th and 2 and it sounds like it's short. But what if I said 4th and 6 feet? That's a little bit more, and it takes a surge just like that to get it done.
Going to the ground again on first. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. In on the tackle was Jonathan Cooper.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Now here he goes on the boot. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. That's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
And 8 yards to go.
3rd and long for him here. Blitz is there, and he goes down. And that is 3 sacks for this defense in this contest, and that one forces a 4th down. The Texans set to punt. And he's got a good chance to really stick him deep his first time out. And that kick will get out of bounds without a return. Looks to be a little shy of reaching the 20. The Broncos and quarterback Bo Nix gearing up for their next series. And that passing touchdown he started this game off with, just what we expected from somebody who you can see is among the NFL leaders in finding the end zone this year. First play in the drive. Here's Harvey. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Second down, give to Harvey. Not much space available there. Maybe 2. That brings up 3rd down. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their first. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
Diving, and he gets his hands underneath for the catch. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down. Defenders in the area, they still make the connection, Brock. It almost looked like it was just another throw on the practice field.
Yeah, this is how you just develop that just trust factor, that connection. We see it with QBs and tight ends, and the best of them make it look easy.
New set of downs for him. They'll start at the 38. Nix with it on first. Lowe finds his back. Harvey reaches the 30. Touchdown, Denver! The Broncos grow their lead just before halftime.
I think he'll take his highlights however he can get them on a handoff, pin-off, pass. It really doesn't matter. The important thing is he gets the ball, he gets the touch, and he can do his damage. Big time.
That one right down the middle. And the Broncos double their lead to 14. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Here's Smith on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. Now we'll see the Houston offense for their second drive of the contest. They haven't been able to get that offense going just yet, Brock. The deficit at 14.
Here we go.
First down throw by Stroud. Short pass brought in. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. 2nd and 3 now.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 31-yard line.
On play action, here's Stroud. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his head. And to the ground it goes.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
Last pass unsuccessful. Let's see what they do on 3rd down.
Here we go. 18, 11.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. And the streak continues. Another one hits the ground.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
And that punt hits and kicks out of bounds beyond the opposing 35. Denver ready for another offensive possession. And while one sideline has 0 points, this offense, wow, they have had 0 issues so far getting into that end zone.
They are rolling right now, Kate, and unless there's a speed bump on the immediate horizon, things are at risk of getting out of hand.
We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Nix from the gun. Man, it's Marvin Mims. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
And the Broncos, first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Denver calls the second of its 3 timeouts. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Once more, it's Nix. Into the hands of Franklin. He hangs on nicely through that hit. Nothing added to the catch, but they're down to the 28. Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break.
11 on the play. First down, Denver.
On comes Will Lutz in the Broncos field goal unit. From the right hash, about 45 yards out. The kick by Lutz is good. And just before halftime, Bronk, they're able to add 3 to their advantage.
We know that most of these coaches really don't crack that big smile until they get that W with 60 minutes over, but I see a little sly smile on that coach's face because that's terrific execution. You work those situations to pay them off with points. They did just that.
So it's a touchback on the kickoff, and we're going to get 1 final snap here in the...
If you didn't know, maybe better than us. One hand on his queen, left on the freak. He probably thought they wouldn't meet. Shawty seen everything, and you know she got him beat. Cause her side ain't in the streets. She ain't the one to play with you. Her DMs, they be sliding like base hitters. Them other fellas, they been seeing her work. You say you want an angel, then give her heaven on earth. I respect your relationship. I don't care if you don't. But I think I'm better than men. And I won't tell if you don't. A dog gon' be a dog. But a gon' be more clever. Oh, a dog gon' be a dog. But a gon' be more clever. Yeah.
Fall afternoon in the state of Texas. The roof is open, and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup. We're all set to go, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Houston Texans. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that 2nd win in a row.
So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
We saw something last week you don't see very often. Team loses, but the quarterback, the trigger man, Offensive Player of the Week in the AFC. That's pretty impressive.
You rarely see that. Of course, don't worry, folks. He said the obligatory, I would have traded that for a victory any day of the week.
Yeah, no doubt about it, but still, he must have played awfully well to win it when his team lost.
They'll run with a 2nd-round pick from April's draft. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's second down. Well, this defense for the Texans, they were excellent. In that win over the 49ers last week.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
His throw incomplete. Derek Stingley on the coverage there defensively. So certainly not the start they were looking for here as they come up on a 3rd and 14. You look at the defense for these Texans. Well, this unit, very tough to throw against. Currently second best in the NFL.
This is such a good unit of covering passes downfield. I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch. But nothing doing on that one.
And the Broncos first down.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. Got a little antsy there from his Mike linebacker position.
Partner, there's times you think you've timed up the quarterback's cadence. You think you've got a read on it. He might have thought it on that play. He was wrong.
Now here's a quick throw out to Mims. And he's got this down to the 35. Broncos on the move here a bit. Nice plays in succession back-to-back.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Harvey now on 1st and 10. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. But it looked like, fortunately, the Broncos able to recover.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up and avoids the turnover.
And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. Here's Nix. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up 4th down. Well, these sacks are really piling up. Last week, it was a half dozen sacks. And here's one on the opening drive.
And it has the potential to be what we call a gap, a game-altering play. Because, let's face it, you just mentioned 6 sacks last week. Now, if you're on offense and you saw that on tape, you got to think to yourself, maybe I bring people in, keep them in, and try and protect my quarterback. It didn't work on that play.
They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the 1 being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
18. What's up?
Our first carry here for Joe Mixon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now a 2nd and 10.
Here we go. 18. What's up?
Stroud to throw it. He'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Stroud out of the gun here. This goes out wide for Mixon. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Mixing up the middle. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
3rd and 5.
On the quick, right?
And Stroud now to throw. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Mixon will take this one in for a Texans touchdown.
Sometimes offense, you get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Fairbairn on for the extra point. He's got it. We'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3.
Broncos 3.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number one in their conference.
Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. As they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. To throw is Nix. That's to the running back, R.J. Harvey. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Now it's Nix. And he's going to go down. The Texans come in and able to bring him to the ground. That was Will Anderson getting home and finishing the play. 3rd and long, you knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That 5th defensive back, the extra defender, he really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
Oh, the return is Kirk. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense led by their running back headed out for the 2nd possession. And he's made his presence felt in the passing game throughout the season. You look at the NFL's leader in receiving yards by a running back. His name right there at the top. To Mixon on the check down. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Now Stroud. This one left side caught by Collins. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40.
It's a gain of 8. And the Texans, 1st down.
Here we go, let's go.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And the running lane's non-existent in this 1st half as they'll stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. The Texans at 3 and 4 on the year coming into play. They were winners the last time out, so they'll be looking here to make it 2 in a row.
And when you and I watched tape preparing for this, what we saw was a team that competed hard and they played well in all 3 phases of the game. And I think if they can carry that over to this week, they've got a really good chance to emerge victorious yet again. Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Tony.
Throwing now is Stroud. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Good work by that Bronco defense, and it leads to a 4th down. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Online, but off the crossbar, no good. A long-range effort denied 3 points at the very end. All things considered, a pretty good kick, just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck, and unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. Down the sideline he goes. And all the way home for the Broncos score. Cortland Sutton, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Broncos are once again back in front. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
The corner, Stephon Gilmore on the stop. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. Second down and 8.
19 Texans. Here we go.
Stroud. Dumps it off to Mixon. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
First down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Inside handoff to Mixon. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a second and 3.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
The tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Leads to second and 10 at the 35-yard line.
18. What's that?
Here's Stroud. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. He got 29 yards that time. So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Stroud sets up the play action. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Nick Bonito in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on second and goal, back even further. Stroud looking to throw. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Tony.
Third and goal, Stroud. Touchdown, Texans. Nico Collins, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. That could be an important swing right there. A touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Now the Houston offense is going to stay out there as they'll try for 2.
The Texans will line up for the two-point conversion.
Tony.
Stroud's going to try to throw for the conversion. And he'll get into the end zone to make it a 5-point game.
Texans 15, Broncos 10.
So they're able to throw it in for the two-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense. That's 2 points for them, but he identified an open target and put it right on him.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. To throw, here's Nix. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he's got room. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing Nix. He targets Ingram for another grab. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Okay, so the personal foul penalty. And those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
Nix to the air. On the slant, completes to Sutton. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime.
At the 16-yard line.
Working out of the gun is Nix. That is caught inside the 5. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos have yet again retaken the lead. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Lutz with the extra point. And the lead is now 2. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it ends with a Denver touchdown.
For the Broncos.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And the Texans going to get the football one final time here in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Stroud working out of the gun. He'll let this go deep for Collins. Oh, and that is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
11.
A shotgun snap to Stroud. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Alex Singleton. And his guys have got it back in the closing stages of the first half. Well, Charles, you were so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Off the play fake, Nix. incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
A 61-yard attempt.
And that is no good. And that will keep this a 2-point game. So halftime straight ahead. It is time to join our good friend Scott Hansen. He's got our EA Sports halftime
Our
report.
spin through the NFL starts now. In Inglewood, the Rams at home to take on the Saints. All right, Brandon, thanks much. Hope you all had a happy and safe Halloween. Thanks to those of you who dressed up as the Octobox or the Witching Hour for the holiday. But the calendar now reads November, so let's get into the highlights. Next up, Lambeau Field. Let's look in on the Packers. They're playing host to the
The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Texans offense and running back Joe Mixon set to take over once more. And he's been a tough guy to contain this year, and his numbers reflect that, as you can see right here. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, you know, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. Stroud to throw it. Quick slant caught by Kirk. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. It's picked up by the Broncos. And this is going to be brought back for a Denver touchdown. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room, or they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave them a comfortable lead.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And that makes it a 9-point game. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Now comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah.
And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 43. Play action. Here's Stroud. And this is incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Oh, 19 seconds. 18. That's it.
And Stroud now to throw. Throw right side, taken in by Collins. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 32-yard line.
And the Texans, first down. First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
A handoff to Mixon. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
On 2nd and 9, Stroud. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. Good work by that Bronco defense, and it leads to a 4th down. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This from 54 yards away. Fairbairn able to put this one through, and that'll move him back within 6 now. So 3 points, maybe not a grand prize at this stage, but it does get them back within 1 score.
It certainly does, because now they stay within shouting distance, so that means everyone on your sideline stays engaged in this game. They know they still have a shot.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Broncos about set to go on offense. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, so.
It does test the mental processes of a team.
Look at this. Middle of the field, a breakaway. He's on his way. And all the way home for the Broncos score. R.J. Harvey with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line.
You know, sometimes the guy on the defensive side of the ball, he just has a good feeling or a good read, and he unleashed his defense on that one. Boy, they stopped him in a big way.
Yeah, I hate to be cliche, but sometimes we overanalyze. They just have more want. Looked like they had more want right there.
More want and more people to the ball.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. The throw out wide going to be incomplete.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
That one complete. It's tanked down. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 41-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
Stroud will look to throw once more. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Nice
progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
That's complete. It's Collins. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A big play that time on the catch and run. 32 yards. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Here we go. Look the hot, look the hot. Hey, uno.
Again, it's Stroud. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there was no space available. An incompletion as a result.
Now Stroud. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And this brings up a 3rd and goal.
Already know I got money calling, gotta go. You gotta go if you play or you throw.
19 Texans. Here we go. 18. That's it. 11.
Throwing now is Stroud. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
I like what they tried to do there, tried to hit him with something quick, get the ball in his hands, and hope he could make some yards after the catch and pick up a 1st down. Weren't able to do so on that play.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that lead is back down to 9 now. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Denver's offense now set to go.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
99 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
So 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 41. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Houston, it's Bronco football, and they also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14.
Nix from the shotgun. Quickly into the hands of Mims.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Now it's Nix.
Got a man open, it's Sutton. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the 1st down. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or two. It's no good, and that'll keep this a 9-point game.
Charles, all things considered, I guess that's not a critical miss at this stage, is it?
No, but still everything helps when you're trying to finish off a ball game. And you're right, not critical in terms of the scoreboard and the team, but the guy with the golden foot, he knows he's only as good as his last kick.
Tony.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Intended for Dalton Schultz. Incomplete. He was covered by Drew Sanders.
Second and 10.
All right. We see at 18. Hey, Uno Mars.
Stroud looking to throw. He'll let this go deep for Collins. This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. With third down coming up. Stroud. Under pressure, and down he goes. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Nick's going to give to Harvey. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll go play action to Nix. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And a gain of 5. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
5 yards on the play. And it's 3rd down.
To throw, here's Nix. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
First down. 1st and goal.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and tell him to go total at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Harvey will take it in. Touchdown, Denver.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
The Broncos will line up.
They'll try and throw for it. That's caught. And he will get into the end zone to bump the lead up to 3 scores.
Texans 21.
And the formula there on the 2-point try, they go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
Houston set to take over. facing a big fourth-quarter deficit here. Things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. Here's Stroud. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Riley Morris.
And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys have been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along. If you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Again, it's Harvey to about the 26 here.
So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, a run with Harvey. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 130 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
They run straight ahead with Harvey.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Well, this was